Hey, this is Rob from JTRpodcast.com, and this is Reef Route, the game of trying to get your fish to a coral reef. And everybody's going to have 4 fish of their colour, these 4 little fish, which are going to start on this side of the board, and they're going to be moving along these spaces, and these predators on this side of the board are going to be moving along this way. And if they run into them, they eat them and remove them from the board. And you're trying to get one of your fish to the end in order to win. Now you add 3 predators to this side of the board with at least 1 space in between them, so let's make this more interesting. We're going to get rid of that other small one and put this big guy in there. And that is set up for those. The players themselves are going to choose turn order, and they're going to place their fish on this side of the anchor, to the left of the anchor there. So your first fish you place must be in this second column. So everybody would take turns placing one, like just say they put those there. And then the rest of the turns you continue in player order, but you can place them in either the back column or the front column here. So I'll just put those in their place. And on your turn, you take these big chunky dice and you roll them. And what you get determines what you can move. So in this case, I rolled blue twice. I'm the yellow player, so I can move the blue fish. So I could either move, say, this one twice, or this one twice, or I can move this one once and this one once. And then the next player will take their turn again, rolling the dice. So 2 green, again, maybe they do this. Once more, the blue player. Now, say this is the blue player's turn. They've got options, because what they can do is when you roll your own colour fish, not only can you move it forward, you can move it up and down as well. So they can move it maybe up 1 and across 1, because they've got 2 movements. When you roll, you may roll this predator, and that means moving one of these fish. And again, you can move them either forward, up, or down. For each predator you roll, you get 1 movement point. So maybe this player would move this one here and then move this one like that. So that's it basically. If you roll a predator, you have to move the predators first. You move them forward, up or down. If you roll a fish of your colour, you can move it to the right, up or down. If you move a fish in someone else's colour, you can only move it forward. And that's all the rules of the game. So the fish are all going to be moving forward, the predators are going to be moving this way. If they land on the fish, they're going to eat them, and then eventually one fish, hopefully my fish, but it never is, will get to the end and they will be the winner. So let's go to the positives and negatives. So the first positive, it is a kids looking game, but it is very strategic. It's one that adults like. We got this out and I got it out and I thought, again, I'll play it just once and then I'll get rid of it and after I've done my review. But we played it 4 times that day, and all with grown-ups, and we enjoyed it, and it was very nice eating each other's fish and trying to talk other people into moving the predators towards their opponents and try and steer them away from yourself. And it was just a lot of fun, and I shouldn't be surprised because, again, I mentioned this in my last review that I did for a brain game, but Ice Cool, Kinderspiel des Jahres winner, again, a kids game that looks really, really immature, but it is enjoyed by a lot of people, including Eurogamers. And King Frog, if you haven't seen my King Frog review, I'll try and remember to put notes for it in the bottom of this video. But again, this one is another kids game that we played 6 times because it was so much fun. It was great. Brain Games are really nailing it with getting these games for kids that adults can play as well. And I'll give them positives for the components as well. They're just these cardboard, but they are quite chunky and quite thick. The dice are nice as well, those nice wooden dice that seem to roll quite evenly. So that's all good. Yeah, very nice, well put together game. The art's decent. Look at that guy, he's scared for some reason. He's the biggest fish in the pond, but he's worried about what he's encountering. The rules are really good. They are literally that's it. It's great. The only negative, and I said this about King Frog and I said it about Ice Cool as well, is it is going to put people off looking at the box. They see it and they go, oh, you know what? No. The only reason we got to play this the first time is because we had 10 minutes to spare. And I said, well, what about this? It's only going to be 10 minutes. Can we just play it so I can do a video of it? And then, okay. And then, yeah, like I said, we played it again. And then later on, can we play the fish game? So I had to get the fish game back out and we had to play this again. I think it's going to be called the fish game for the rest of its life now. Bless it. So that's Reef Route. Brilliant game. Another Brain Games genius victory. It's a kids game that adults will enjoy. Remember to like this video if you find it useful, share it to let other people know about it, and subscribe to the channel for more board game related content. You can find me on Twitter at JTRpodcast, or find the blog and podcast at JTRpodcast.com. I've been Rob, aka Just the Rogue, and I'll see you again soon.